I want to say that people are in great pain and suffering in this country. Before this decision, people were in pain and suffering. Food prices are going up every Monday morning. Fuel prices went up in April. Transport prices have gone up. So people have been in pain. A lot of people are unemployed. Coming out of COVID, some people never got back their jobs. Other people just have begun to catch themselves after the COVID lockdown ended earlier this year. So people are in pain. Tens of thousands of people in this country are in pain. And on top of that, this decision to shut down the industry is going to create even more distress and pain for ordinary people in Trinidad and Tobago. And this government just doesn't seem to care about what happens to poor people, what happens to ordinary people, what happens to workers in this country. Just doesn't care. So food prices go up, the government does nothing about it. Instead of taxing the multinational oil companies and using that money to offset the increase in the price of oil so that the fuel price could remain the same, they don't do that. They push up the price of fuel. They just do not care, just don't care. And when we have a system of governance where government does not listen to the recommendations of organizations, of civic organizations, as the government failed to listen and heed the recommendations of the Scrap Iron Dealers Association. So you ignore all the recommendations, all the efforts, all the appeals to work with you. You ignore all of that. Then what you're really doing is pushing people's back against the wall. And when you push people's back against the wall, they're going to have to come out fighting for survival. And that's why you have these protests all over the place that have started to take place. Because people have no other choice but to do something to get attention, because when organizations meet and make recommendations and send letters, you ignore all of those recommendations. So what do you want people to do? What do you want people to do? You can't come down, government, when you yourself have failed to do what you're supposed to do. And this seems to be a pattern, a policy pattern of this government. Shut down Petrotrin, send home all the workers. Shut down the scrap iron industry. Almost decimate TSCT by sending home all the workers. We don't know what's going to happen with WASA and other workplaces. This seems to be a pattern to attack all of those areas where ordinary people were able to get some kind of decent income and make a life for themselves. Shut it all down. Who is going to benefit? The tiny elite of the wealthy in Trinidad and Tobago. And that is wrong and it is unjust, and we have to stop the government from going down this terrible path and pursuing this horrific agenda for Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you very much.